at it again. You know the vibes. Me, Brother Wolf, we together like yin and yang. You know the vibes. Today we got with us, I would say top 2, not 2, basketball player development trainers in the state of Massachusetts, man. We got Tyler Leclerc. So we had to bring Tyler out here because, we come from some other areas in Central Mass, and I just been seeing his journey throughout social media from where he started to where he at now.
You've been doing the right things all summer. You've been getting better. You should be proud of yourself regardless right now. But I think because of the work you put in, you have a good chance of making it.
We had to grab over an interview, so I appreciate you popping on, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Kicking it off with the first question, man. What's your backstory for real? Like, what made you get started with, player development, training, etc.?
Mm-hmm. So it really started in 2016. I was obviously a high school player, went on to play in college. I just started really by training one of my buddies, Evan, who was on the varsity team with me. He was a freshman, I was a junior. And I just started working him out because I just saw the potential in him. I was like, you know what? I had no vision of being a trainer. My whole goal was I'm going to go play in college. I'm going to do my 4 years, and then I'm going to go on and be a strength and conditioning coach or something like that. I always knew I kind of want to own my own business, but nothing like concrete. So I just started kind of helping him along the way, and then that slowly built into me training him, and then that slowly built into like, let me try to do this with other kids, let me try to charge. Started charging like $10-15, and I was like, yo, this is lit. Like, I'm making $10 doing what I like to do. Like, as soon as you make money doing something you like to do, like, everything kind of changed from there. So I just slowly built it up. I went to college. As soon as I got to college, I was like, yo, this shit is not it. Time, money sacrifice that I was putting in, knowing that I want to own my own business, not knowing exactly what I was going to do, but like knowing this is not worth my time or my money. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to drop out, finish my year just because I was playing basketball for that first year. And then I dropped out, picked up a full-time job working at a golf course, and then training on the side. I slowly built that up. Started operating at a facility in Westford, built that up, and then COVID hit, figured things out, and then I was like, you know what, I gotta get my own gym. So that's kind of how I got to this point, but really just kind of fell into it just because it was my passion. I always wanted to have my own business, and then I kind of just merged the two together.
That's fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. One thing I thought of too is like when you first started off, like who was your mentor? You know what I'm saying? Or this is just going off of like researching and figuring out the best type of drills and workouts that you would do with your clients? Like, where'd you get that foundation from?
I mean, really, it was just from what I knew as being a player, and then it was really just figuring it out as I went. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Like, that's real. I think like one thing that always stuck with me when I was starting out is like, you're never gonna know exactly how to get there, exactly what the next step is. You just gotta start. Yep. So like that was my big thing, and I just knew I'd figure it out one step at a time. Like everything from the business. I don't know what an LLC is. All right, let me research that. Boom, figure that out. Okay, how do I open a business bank account? Boom, figure that out. How do I open business? Like you just one problem at a time. You just figure it out as you go. It's the same thing with the training stuff. I reached out to some people in the field, got some internships, learned from some people, tried things, read books, podcasts, and just slowly over time you accumulate enough of those reps. Over time you'll end up in a position you'll look back like, oh wow, like I'm actually doing something. So
I like what you said. You hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of people they won't even pursue their goals because they're like, I can't see myself reaching that end goal. That's the main thing. You got to start it off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I like that you said that.
Yeah, you're never gonna know like the step by step, and if you do know the step by step, you've already wasted too much time. So you just gotta go.
See, I ain't gonna let that go over your head, bro. Y'all gotta listen, because you hit it on the head. We preach this all the time through our content. Is you can have the best plan in the world, but a plan don't mean nothing if you don't put action to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we teach everything, like we was talking about before. The main thing we try to tell our people is just don't be scared. Obviously, do your own research, because we're not financial advisors, we're not licensed and all that. But once you do your own research, you see that what we talk about real, like stand on it. You know what I mean? Because you hit it on the head, bro. I couldn't let that go over.
That was good. That was good. So, what are some of the challenges you've been through, to get to the point where you're at today?
I mean, first one was just like when I dropped out, just people not seeing the vision. I mean, I knew where I wanted to go. I didn't know exactly how I was going to get there, but I just had a lot of people telling me that I was stupid. And then I had a handful of people that were like, you know what? Because I was 19 when I dropped out, just turned 25. And people were like, that's stupid, you're gonna regret that. But to me, I look at it as like, okay, I'm gonna have a regret either way.
Right.
Either that I dropped out and I shouldn't have, or that I didn't drop out and I should have. I would have much rather lived with the fact that I dropped out and it was my decision and I was following something that I wanted to do than sitting in college and being able to think back with what if. Exactly. So it's like, you're gonna have a regret no matter what decision you make, you just have to decide which regret are you comfortable living with.
Like that.
Oh my God. Yo, bro. Yo, wildin'.
That was clips for this one. Trying to tell y'all.
I ain't gonna lie. And that's a fact too, bro, because You know, I feel like one thing I've recognized specifically just with the more network we build, and just me and Wolf going through our journey with entrepreneurship, is that you gonna get the best results when you're back against the wall.
Absolutely.
You don't got, all right, I gotta make this work, or that's it.
Absolutely. And that's one thing that I've done every single time. So like, I just made a YouTube video about it the other day, but like when I first dropped out, that was me saying, all right, I'm gonna give this, like, I gotta do it, right? I'm not going back, there's no other option. And then it was like, I had a full-time job, that job ended, and I actually had a personal training gig, that like interview lined up. I said, fuck that, I'm not going to it. I was like, I have to go full-time on training. So that was the first time where I was like, I'm burning the boats. Second time was during COVID when I got this gym. I got it like 4 months into COVID. So it's like, there's no guarantee anything can happen. Fucking all the gyms and everything could shut back down and screw. But I was like, you know what, I'm opening the gym, I'm giving myself no other option. And then the third time was when I opened this next gym of like, I gotta figure it out. Like I have a $16,000, $18,000 worth of expenses that I have to hit every single month. My back is against the wall. If I don't produce, it's not going to work. And that's to me, I know that I operate best when like I have no other option.
That's a fact.
So it's like strategically putting yourselves in position where if you want that, strategically putting yourself in position to have to perform, to have to like get it done.
So bro, damn, so you just turned 25 and you got 2 gyms. So like, what was the time span between like when you got both gyms?
So I got this gym I opened it August 29, 2020.
Okay.
So I was the day before I turned 22, I think. So 21, first gym. And then I just got the other one, so I was 24. So it was 3 years basically in between. And the first one and the second one.
That's crazy.
That's hustle, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on, Al.
And then it was 2018 is when I dropped out, so it was like 2 years and a couple months from dropping out to getting my gym. And one thing that I tell a lot of people in terms of the finance stuff is like I had like $75,000 saved up at 21. Most 21-year-olds have that much money saved up. What are they gonna do?
Get a car.
Go buy a fucking car, go get fucking shoes, like.
Facts.
Yep.
So it's like everyone's like, oh, you're so lucky you got a gym. I'm like, if you were in my position, you would have spent it. You would have done some dumb shit.
Exactly, bro.
So it's like, don't call me lucky, because first off, you wouldn't have made the sacrifices to actually save the money.
Exactly.
Then if you actually did, then you would have spent it on some dumb shit to try to impress people.
We talk about the same thing when it comes to the credit game. While I'm giving a game out on social media and all that, bro. The number one thing I said, bro, you can get 50, 100K, 150K, all types of funding. You know what I'm saying? But if you go splurge on, you know, a trip to Miami for a week, go into clubs, bottle sections, strip clubs, if you want that type of time, like that 150 gonna go quick. Like you gotta use that money to leverage yourself and build assets like you did.
And it's gonna be short term too.
It's gonna be short term. You gonna feel good in the club, but you gonna get home and be like, damn, my account look crazy.
That's stupid.
Kudos to you for that, bro. It's big, man.
And honestly, that segues to the next question. How were you able to get that 75 bands to, you know, get your first place? Was it just strictly off of the saving over time, or did you get some business credit?
It was strictly saving.
Saving?
So I was training, and then I worked. I lived at home, and then I worked at the golf course.
Okay.
So I'd spent no money. Like Manny, I was training him at the time. I'd go to Framingham to train. I'd go somewhere else to train. Like I wouldn't even stop at a gas station and get a bottle of water. So it was like I'm not wasting 99 cents.
Facts.
Like, and I just knew I had to do that for a short period of time.
Right.
Like most people are like, oh, it's $1 here, it's $2 here. Like now I don't care because I know that my time is money. Like I'd rather go get food because it's not worth my time to spend an extra 30 minutes to go home and cook. Like,
That's a fact.
Like I'm much more aware in terms of that, like my time and money. But before I was just like, I have time, I don't have the money. So I got to make those sacrifices now for 1 to 2 years to build that up. And then now, okay, I have that money, now let's leverage it into the gym and then so on and so forth. So.
Well, that sacrifices, yo. Come on now.
Sacrifice, bro. You can't. That's a fact. Everybody things happen in a day. Bro say he won't get a bottle of water.
Yeah, a bottle of fucking water.
No
That shit
Johnny.
was a little ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? Like no
worked.
Polar Springs. Like nah, bro. So I'm gonna thug it out for me. So I respect that, bro. So actually, there's another question that came to me. So if you were able to change your plan, you feel me? Say what you do now, but you know this business is and how the game works when it comes to funding and all that. What would you do differently from the start? Would you still try to save up the bread as paid cash?
I definitely would have used some credit for sure.
Right.
And then I would have took that money and invested it in different areas. But
That's a fact.
I mean, yeah, definitely would have done that, and I would have built the business differently. But I mean, hindsight is always 20/20. But using that hindsight to understand, hey, going forward, these are the lessons that I learned, taking that and applying to what I'm gonna do down the road. So
That's a fact, bro.
Now that you went through like what you went through now, Do you have any like future plans right now that you would like to discuss with us?
I mean, I got this gym, I got the other gym. My goal is to hopefully consolidate into one bigger gym.
Okay.
Build all the business through there, build up the business, have other employees, and then kind of take a step back, and then I own the building, and then I can sell the building, sell the business if I want. Move on. But I mean, for now, I'm completely in the training game, and I'm just trying to maximize it, build a business, and build people up with me, and then see what happens from there. So.
Nah, bro. This is another off-script question. My fault. It just came to me. So like that, since you own the gym, is it the same way real estate works? So you build the equity within the property and stuff? Like
so I lease it, but
okay.
I mean, I can build equity within the business and things like that. So.
Okay, I got you.
I wish I would have bought the building if I could have, but. And I can, because I know I can, like you were saying about the credit and stuff and leveraging, like I know I have enough people that I can tap into to buy a building. It's just waiting for the opportunity. So.
Absolutely.
Just like I don't need the money myself. I can get, especially with my reputation, I can get people that trust me and say, hey, you've done this for X amount of time. Like you're this person, we can trust you. Like we're comfortable giving you money. So it's just about the opportunity of getting the building. So.
And that's, man, you hit the nail on the head too, like the credibility part. That's one thing, like a lot of people don't understand. Like you could be doing something for a little bit of time, but if you're not consistent, if you're not showing that you really care about it, who else is gonna care about it?
Exactly.
You know, so.
The reputation is everything. You only got one, so it's like.
You only got one, 100%.
I mean, if you're a reputable person, you can do a lot with that, even if you don't have money. If you have skills and reputation, the money will find its way to you.
Exactly. It's gonna find your way to you, for real, bro.
That face card, man, that's everything.
That face card. So like, how was the process of finding the facility? How did that go?
So when COVID hit, the gym shut down, and then I was training out of the facility in Westford. They opened back up. I went back to that place. The guy who owned it was like, he was honestly being a dickhead, like very disrespectful. Wow. So it was one day I just left and I was like, yo, I'm gonna get my own gym. And then I just started looking on LubeNet.com for places, and it was COVID, so like there wasn't much, but I just looked every single day. And I was like, I'm just gonna keep looking until I find something. Hit up a real estate agent. They were like, hey, this one's open. Came and looked at it. Didn't like it the first time because it was like, if you saw it when we first got it, it was shit. Yeah. So I had to put more money into it. So then I looked at another one. I was like, I like this one better. I ended up coming back to this one, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it work. Like I had to put more money into it to make it look nicer, paint it more, like do more work to the floor, all that stuff. And like it wasn't perfect, but I was like, it works.
Right.
So
absolutely.
It's really just a constant process of like literally looking every single day for like 3 months before I even found anything. Then as soon as I found it, just being ready to like jump on it. So
that's a fact.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, when we walked in, I was just like, whoa, it's like a whole, I didn't expect it to look
exactly.
the way it did.
That's what everyone says, like, oh, I had no idea. Like, it's in a weird, like, area, but
real.
Once you walk in, you're good. I mean, no one gives a fuck what it looks like on the outside.
They really don't.
That's a fact.
So, and then the other one just fell in my lap. Like, someone just called me and was like, hey, I got a gym if you want it.
Wow.
But that's the reputation thing.
Yeah.
Because people see that I'm doing this for a long period of time. Like, there's a lot of people who do podcasts, who do training, who do business shit, but they don't stick with it long enough. So it's like, no one really knows that's, like, people will eventually know you as, hey, they're the credit guys and the finance guys and this, because you've been doing it for a long period of time. But there's people who go in and out. So it's like, no, you don't get to build enough connections to really leverage that and to compound on top of that. Right. So I've just been doing it for so long that this guy knows, hey, I'm always in the back of his head. If you find a gym, like, let me know. He found the gym, who's the first person who thinks of me, right? And then I get the call, and then I'm just ready to jump on the opportunity. And he knows that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So
that's one thing I love about just having a good reputation too. Like, there's sometimes we experience that where it's like we might get a good stock play and like, yo, I hear that this stock's gonna be the next move, and I'm the first person they call. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to a good credit play, like DY, the first people they call. So
exactly.
It does go a long way.
Especially in investing stuff, like the right connections can mean everything. Because like you have one good connection that can make you $10 million, and you only need to be right. Especially in finance and business, you only need to be right once or twice. That's it.
Yep.
You can fuck up a lot of times. If you're right once or twice, you hit it big, you're good.
You're right, bro.
So
that's so true.
That's real, bro. Even going over that too, what you think is some things that you wish you knew this when it came to player development, like your skill set before you even started with finding your gym? Like, what's something that you wish, like, damn, I wish I hopped on that?
I mean, I did a lot of reading, like, as I was getting into it, so I was learning a lot kind of as I was going, but I'd just say, like, the biggest things is the skill acquisition part, the motor learning, and then just the psychology part of it. So that's something that I'm very big on. That's like kind of differentiates me from other people in the field. But I mean, I was kind of on it early, and then me and one of my business partners for like the Maestro Hoops business, like we teach a lot of other trainers kind of the stuff that we learned. So we're not to say we were pioneers in it, but like we kind of popularized it a little bit more. So like that was kind of cool. But I mean, those are kind of just the biggest things in terms of like what other trainers don't do that they should be doing. But
So y'all brought it down from not just only teaching basketball players, but also teaching trainers.
Yeah.
It's fire, bro.
Yeah, so we had we actually had 2 big events that we've had. We had one in Miami in 2021, and then we had another one in LA in 2022. So the first one, we killed that shit. We had 125 coaches.
Wow.
Paying $500, $500 to $600.
Just
It was
listen to you
nuts. And we never, no one's ever done that in the basketball training field. We're the first people to do a conference like that, which is nuts. We had no idea what we were doing. Again, kind of falling back to that same principle. We had no idea what we were doing. We were literally just going as we went. Like we had no clue what we were doing. We figured it out, made it work. It went awesome. We did another one. And then we had like an online platform. Me and him were kind of like, he has the same thing that I kind of had here, but in Miami. So like we were really busy with that. So we kind of just like took a break. Now we're kind of bringing it back. And then we just had an event at my Woburn gym it was like a more private one.
Okay.
So it was like 5 to 10 coaches. Where it's just like really private, full weekend type thing. So.
How you even go about structuring those type of events? Especially the one in Miami.
I mean, the big one, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, because we had to organize. We had a couple sponsors. We had shirts for everybody. We had like other things like bags and like sponsors that we had that provided stuff. We had to organize the catering for every single day. We had to organize the speakers. We had to pay for everyone's flights because all the trainers were coming in from different the people that we had speaking were coming in from different parts of the world. Like we had people in 25 different countries and or 25 different states, like 5 different countries. So it was a lot to manage. Wow. But we just made it work, dude. I don't know.
You just did it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And that's the big thing too, was just like we just set our sights like big.
Yeah.
And we just, cause like you guys, like you were saying, you want to do an event, like you can do one small, but like it's gonna take the same effort to do one with 10 people as it will with 100.
Exactly.
If you can do one at that size, now it might not always be the smartest way to go, but it could be, depending. But I mean, it takes the same effort mentally, you know what I mean? Like,
You're absolutely right. It's like you said, just taking a chance.
Yeah.
Like if you would have never took the chance, if all y'all would have said was, I'm not sure we can do it, I don't know.
Yeah, and we were 22 at that time, like, we were like the youngest ones in there and we were running the damn thing.
And that's gangster. I love that.
That was crazy.
We be going through the same thing. We running into people who 30, 40, feel me? And we start talking what we talking and they like, oh, you feel me? And I love that feeling because it makes you feel like, damn, like I'm doing something that everybody can really do.
Yeah.
Or what they can, but they just don't invest into themselves.
Yeah. And most people who are young too, you have that thought process of like, I'm not credible enough yet.
Yes.
So like that was something that I had to get over when I was like 19, 20. I was like, why can't I be like one of the best trainers in the world? Why can't I do this even though I'm young? Exactly. So like once I got over that, that's what like allowed us to go and do that. But it's the people that are like, oh, like I'm not old enough, I haven't been doing this long enough, I can't do something like that. Like we didn't think that. Right. And we got all of the biggest names in the training field. That's like you guys getting like fucking Tony Robbins at a conference that you ran. Like that's nuts. Like no one would ever think that like, oh, we could, yeah, that's reasonable. Like we just hit everyone up and they all just said yes. We're like, oh shit. Like,
right.
Which was weird. Like
that's what it takes sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to reach out.
Yeah. You just gotta be crazy enough to think and do it.
Yeah, facts.
They respect you more too. Like when certain people realize, like, especially when they hear us talking about different things, they're like, how old are y'all? When we say our age, they're like, damn. Like people are actually start listening more, then they'll actually respect you way more. That you're actually even taking a chance and doing something like this and you're successful at it.
Exactly.
So I respect you for that, bro. You're gonna inspire a lot of people with that shit.
A lot, hopefully. Honestly too, bro, cause I know being young comes with a lot. It's just distractions everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Friends want to do this, that, and the third. So how did you manage that starting off even now? Like,
I mean, now it's not a problem because I mean, I don't associate with the people that be doing that. You know what I mean? So like, no one. I don't even know people that are doing that. Like, I mean, the people in high school at first, even in high school, like I was just like, I don't do that shit. So it's like people would ask you, you want to go to a party, and then after 5 no's, people don't ask you anymore.
That's a fact.
So it's like if you say yes and you do shit periodically, people will ask you. But like, once you stick to your guns and like, yo, I don't do that shit, then like, people aren't gonna ask you anymore.
Exactly.
And then those people drop out of your life. Maybe you're still cool with them, respect them, like.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm not on that type of time.
Honestly, people think that's so hard. I mean,
it's really not. Like,
yeah, like
it's really not. Like I have zero problem. Like I never had a problem being like, nah, hey, you want to drink? Nah, I don't. Like, it's not hard. Like, oh, you want to go out? No, I have to work. Like, it's not difficult if you actually know what you want to do. But most people don't have a vision of like, this is what I'm trying to do. So like, sure, I'll go do this because they have no fucking idea of the consequences. They don't really care.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's like if you're actually serious about what you want to do, it's not difficult.
Right. You don't gotta please everybody.
Exactly. That's really what it comes down to. Is they want to be cool with everybody, and it's like, even with the high school kids, it's like they start coming to workouts, and then like, oh, like they stop coming for like a month or two because they want to go to the football game. They want to do this. Like, who fucking cares? Dude?
Right.
Like in the grand scheme of things, like who cares?
yes.
And also the people you're trying to impress aren't going to be your friends anyways.
Hell no.
No.
So, and if you needed something, they're not going to do anything for you anyway. So why are you trying to impress those people?
No, for real.
Well, that's another thing too, bro. So like, obviously you're successful in the field. You've been grounded at it. So how does it go? You know how people is. They gonna say, oh, I wish you would have told me. I would have deal with you. I would have this, that, and the third. But they ain't do nothing. How do you manage that when it comes to those who, you know, think you should drag them along with you?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people that started with me, dropped off. New people came on, dropped off. Like Manny, who you guys just met, like we've always been boom, side by side the whole time.
Right.
So like he's seen the whole process, but it's just like everyone's like, oh, I want to do this. I want to train. All right, show up every single day with me in the gym. After 2 weeks, they're done.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's all it
So it's like, I mean, there is people that just feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't even say that because like there's not really anyone that's like, oh, you should have. There was people in the beginning, but then like now it's just people don't even try to say that shit.
Yeah.
So.
And I know we could definitely relate to that 100%. Like when I started like teaching people how to trade, it was during COVID time, and I want to say almost everybody I knew was hitting me up about it.
Yeah.
And I probably had like 2 people that was serious, maybe out of like 50.
Yeah. No, yeah. Everyone says, yo, send me the trades, whatever, but then
They don't do nothing.
whatever. And they do something and then like, oh, I sold, my bad. Like, all right, bro, shut up.
That's a fact. Honestly, it's the same thing with the credit game.
Yeah.
I got a few clients I'm working with right now, and I say, oh, can't they be bullshit?
Yeah.
I get them the step-by-step game plan. We have weekly calls, but they be bullshit.
Yeah.
Once they see the game plan, they didn't even figure it out themselves. But
Once people just got to put a little work in by themselves, they want you to do everything for them.
Exactly. Hit the nail on the head, bro.
So
it don't work like that. Life don't work like
you
that.
can lead them to water, you can't make them drink.
I swear for God.
Sweat for God.
Hey, we don't leave that subject right there.
I
We get tight up about that one. All right, so like, what are some of the things like you wish you knew in the beginning of your journey?
In business or?
Yeah, in business. Yeah, really in business.
I mean, there could be a lot. I mean,
The main ones.
I'd tell you like one of the biggest ones, like we were saying, like you're not going to know the step by step, but have the end game in mind, which is always going to change, but your end game is going to dictate how you build everything. So like the way that I built it, I probably would have been a little bit different in terms of building it more like a legitimate business as opposed to like a job.
Yeah.
Because like obviously I'm training a lot, so it's a business. It was a glorified job.
I got you.
So it's like if I built it as a business from the start, because if I'm needed to make money, then it's not really business. It's a job.
It's
real.
Right? So it's like now once I learned that a couple years ago, like now I'm trying to remove myself. Like now I have the gym, so the gym is an asset and I can leverage that asset without me having to be there.
Facts.
So now it becomes more of a business. But like if I was thinking like that earlier, maybe I could have progressed a little bit faster. I could have hired people a little bit better in the beginning early on. So I'd say that's one thing, but then also just not trying to do everything yourself. I think that's what everyone tries to do.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to be better at it, but like now obviously I have like 2 people that work for me, so it's like really being able to utilize other people and like manage people better and understand that I can't do everything myself and I shouldn't if I want to get to a high level. That was a tough thing for me because I mean, especially when things get tough, you're like, oh, fuck it, I'll just do it myself. Like it's very easy to just fall into that. So that's probably 2 things that I learned. More so the hard way, but obviously still learning. But
I like that. That was a great point. I mean, I know a lot of times where certain shit happens for us and we could always just make a call, text somebody, ask somebody within the group to do it, but we're like, you know what, I got it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't do that a lot. I ain't gonna lie. That's just because we have so much love for what we doing. Like this is us.
Exactly. You're passionate about it, so you want to do it, but at the end of the day, it's like it's A, not sellable as a business, but B, it's like it's not probably what you want to do. You don't want to be in the business all day long.
Right.
Which I think that point kind of relates well to like finance. It's like, all right, you talk to somebody, it's like, I want to be rich. Why? why do you want to have money? Why do you want to have this type of income? Why? Like, once you know why, then it's easier. You're more motivated to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people are just like, I just want to be rich just to be rich. All right, what are you going to buy when you get it? How are you going to leverage that money?
Right.
So like, even for me with like building the business, I wish I did more stuff virtually and built it more so I didn't have to be present. Like a big thing that I wish, which I do have to a good extent, is like location freedom.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to be here every day if I don't want to, but I can still make money. So like, that's one thing that I'm trying to work towards more, and I still to a decent degree have it. Like every January I leave for a month, like I'm not here. Like I just travel, yeah. And then I use my credit card points for that. So I travel for free for like a solid month. So
Yes,
but like just being able to have location freedom so I can do that any time of year is ideally kind of like what I'm trying to get to. But you have to have that end in sight of what you're trying to do, so that way you can build it properly so you can get to that goal.
So I guess like to tag on to that question, like when it comes to like some of the things you wish you knew in the beginning, what about like some of the things you wish you knew when it came to like player development?
Kind of more so what I was saying in the beginning in terms of like the skill acquisition stuff and psychology. Those are like the biggest pieces that I think most trainers go their whole career without even tapping into it all. But luckily I just kind of fell into it a little earlier, so I was able to kind of build from that, which most coaches aren't. Like they're 5, 10, 20 years into the career and they never even thought about it.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's one thing I realized with coaches, because me and Wolf played football throughout college too, and a lot of these coaches be stuck in their ways and learn new skills.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. I mean, that's anything. People in any field.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Doctors, financial advisors, like, oh, Bitcoin's terrible. Boy. Whatever.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
Like the earth didn't stay the same the whole entire time. Like shit always changes.
Shit
always changes. What? The sun's hotter, the night's colder. Come on, man. That's
I don't know why people don't realize that. I mean, I know why people don't realize it, but it's messed up that people don't realize it at the same time.
I mean, the smart ones, those, to be successful for a long enough period of time, you have to realize it.
Right.
Well, you can be successful for 10, 20, but 30, 40, 50, 60 years is a different ballgame.
different. That's longevity. And then that's one thing I wanted to ask earlier, but I completely forgot. You brought up, how everybody was saying, oh, you're crazy, you got out of college. What was your reaction from like your immediate family type thing? How did that impact you?
I mean, at first, like, what I tell like other kids that I talk to, like, oh, I don't want to go to college, and it's like, my mom's telling me, like, dad's telling me I gotta go. I'm like, they say it because they care, and they don't know, they might not know any other better option. They just want you to be safe, and they want you to be secure and make sure you get a job, and like, make sure you don't go through pain.
Right.
So it's like, that's where they're coming from. So that was kind of the initial reaction of my parents, is like, don't, like any parent would,
100%.
especially if they don't know how passionate I am about it, or like my vision for it. And it's like, but after like a little while, they're 100% on board, like very supportive. So, but initially, like, obviously they're like, well, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? So that was kind of the reaction. But in terms of how I dealt with it, I knew why I was doing it. So I wouldn't say I understood why people were the way they were, but I just knew this is my belief, and I am 100% not going back. So I didn't really care.
That's real. Honestly, I relate to that a lot, bro. There was a similar reaction from my peoples too. There was like, well, I didn't drop out, but just get into business and starting ThinkinGenWealth, starting 88. They were like, yo, like, you putting a lot of money into this, but like you said, it's all about the end game. How passionate you is about it.
I mean, you do anything outside the norm, people are gonna say shit. Like,
Exactly.
for a lot of different reasons, but I mean, and oftentimes, like, for your friends, they're gonna be questioning it because they see that as like, you're gonna elevate beyond them, and they're very uncomfortable with that.
Ooh, you talking, bro. I ain't gonna lie, you talking.
And that kind of just reflects back the shit that they're not doing with their life that they wish they would. So.
It's crazy, like, going off of that point, was there people that was like supporting you when you wasn't doing this, and then now like not supporting you at all?
More so the other way. More so the other way. Like there's a handful of people that, like, when I started this, they were like, yeah, I see it. Like, even when there was like, I had like 3 Instagram posts, like 20 followers, they're like, yeah, I see it. Like, there was a handful of people, but like mostly it's the other way around. How it always works. I mean, there's no one really believes in you, and then all of a sudden they come out of the woodworks like, yo, I always knew you were gonna do that shit. Like, like, nah, bro, come on. Like, I seen you left me on Reddit 2018, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I got the receipts.
Like, come on, man.
Don't play with him.
So it's more so the other way, but yeah, there's no one I can really think of that was like supporting them and not. And if it is that way now, it's more so just because they went their own way and I'm doing mine. We just haven't communicated.
Okay.
Not like oh fuck you type shit. Like, it's, but more so the other way. Yeah.
So it sound like, you know, people not hopping on a bandwagon, but on a
Essentially, yeah. But I mean, like, there's like a good quote on like I've seen on Instagram and stuff. It's like people only support you when they see it's cool to support you.
Yes.
Like when they get to be cool because they're like cool with you, like type shit. Like that's how it works with everybody and everything. Like,
No, for real, bro.
so
You're absolutely right. I mean, I guess we just say the same thing. You know, it was a lot of people that were just like, "Oh, check out going on TJL. All right, that's what's up. That's cool.
yeah, that's cool, that's cute. And then all of a sudden, like, oh shit, like
Right.
actually doing something. Yeah.
That one post went viral. That's when it was like,
Everybody back.
what's up, man?
Oh, yo, boom, I what? Oh, yes, I can.
Yeah. They always come back around. Then they leave again until something big happens again.
Yeah.
That's how the game works, man.
It's a lonely road, though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Because I mean, especially as business owners, mostly it's like it's you and your work, and it's like the business owner friends. Like if you're in the field, you have people who are business owners as friends. But if you're a business owner, you probably don't get to hang out that much with your business.
Yes,
exactly.
So it's like, and then the people that are around you don't understand what it's like. So it's like you can't communicate with them and be like, oh, this has happened. They're like, oh, okay. But they just don't understand. So it's like
Exactly.
the people that you're around can't relate, and the people that can relate aren't around.
Exactly.
So that's kind of what makes it lonelier, I guess you could say.
That's real, bro. Cause like, honestly, that leads to my next question too. When do you ever have a time when you turn it off? We both find it very hard to like do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, right? Alright, I thought
I mean, maybe like when I do that trip in January, I get to step away, but it's not like, that'd probably be the only time.
Okay.
But like other than that,
locked in.
no.
It's not 100% step away either, isn't it?
No. No.
Exactly.
Like even when I'm over there, my phone's ringing about people renting the court and this and that and fucking. Last time I was over there, the heat breaks the day I leave. It's like, bro, what? And the day I get back, it gets fixed. How that work? How does that work?
But that's the shit right there that like only like something that you love doing, you can handle it.
Yeah.
And most people would be like, nah, fuck this shit. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, they break it, I'm done. But that's real, bro. I had to ask because like there be days, bro. There be days like most days I'm just logged in. There be days I'm on the phone with Mike for 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
Like you think we in class type thing. My girl be fat.
Yeah.
She be like, oh, shout out to my baby. And she be like, oh, you working too? But like, there's really no turning it off.
Yeah,
To
no.
end this. That's a fact. And then lastly, bro, to leave something for the viewers, man. What's one thing you would want all viewers to know about if they want to begin their journey in player development and owning a gym and training different athletes? What's one piece of tip you want to give away?
I mean, anything you want to do, just try it. There's really no risk. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die anyways.
All gonna die.
So like, the only risk is that you die. If you don't die, you just start again. Like especially in the United States, like you go bankrupt, try again.
Yeah.
Well, all the money's fake anyways.
It's fake. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, like,
Ty.
it's just numbers on the screen at this point.
Literally, like
Real.
it barely got value no more. That's what honestly, I love what you just said right there. But you just got to do it, and then U.S. We have a great opportunity in the United States. Obviously, yeah, it comes with a lot of baggage, but you hit it on the head. You can literally go bankrupt and then become a millionaire in the same year.
Yeah, literally.
Like, and that's the U.S. is the only country you could do that in.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
And we're in
reason.
the best time in history to make money.
Yep.
Best
You
time
could
in
literally
history.
click a couple buttons. You could sit here, click a couple buttons, boom, you're rich.
Gucci.
Back in the day, you had to fucking put in physical hours, labor, just to make money, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta leave your house, bro. There's people that haven't left their house in weeks that are millionaires, bro.
Real.
Like, what?
There's life. Literally,
Like,
bro.
it's never been easier to do something. Like,
Why not take a chance right now?
yeah.
Nah, bro.
And you
So,
put that in
I mean, the time's gonna pass regardless. 5 years is gonna be 5 years.
Yep.
You can either be sitting where you want or not. That's it.
You have to put that a lot of perspective too with the students, not the students, the athletes you train too, like to get them locked in, to make them realize the bigger picture.
Yeah, I mean, just one question I ask them all the time is, I'm like, yo, just to make them think, is like, what would you do if you couldn't play basketball? Like, what job do you want to work? Cannot be basketball. They're like, oh shit, I have no idea. I'm like, most of these kids don't think past basketball. I mean, they're high school kids, college kids, whatever, but
Right.
I mean, usually they realize a little too late. But then also they'd be stressing about basketball. I'm like, bro, you're literally stressing over the fact that you can't put an orange ball in a fucking hole. Like, on this huge earth, that's what you're stressing about.
It's crazy.
Your day is made or ruined based on the fact that that orange ball goes in that fucking thing. Bro, are you serious? Like, what the hell is that?
Literally.
Like, it's crazy to think about.
And I love that you say that because you're really just trying to help their mindset. Like,
Yeah, everything's just perspective.
Right.
So, if they can understand that, they're not gonna have. It'll kind of hopefully reframe everything else that they look at in their life. Like, so.
Yeah, that's what sports is for, the reality.
Exactly.
So how do you have to reframe that knowledge when it comes to the pro players? I know Nino playing pro, Manny doing his thing playing pro.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, cause obviously it's becomes their job, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Usually I'll refer back to like, yo, like 3 years ago, you wish you had these problems.
That's a fact.
And in 3 years from now, again, you'll wish you had these problems because they're so minuscule. And so like, it's kind of just referring back to that. Like, yo, you 3 years ago, you wish you were right here, and you are. So like, appreciate it.
Honestly, that's a fact, bro. That's me real. I remember I was driving. I got a lot of early calls in the morning, so I'll be up early. I got calls from 6 or 7, and I got to get to work for like 9. And I got through my calls, driving to work, bro, and I really had the same reflection, like, yo, bro, what was I at like 6 months ago? And I was thinking, I was like, bro, you don't really did that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I dropped tears for it.
Yeah.
I got dead cried, like, yo, like, all this other shit that's going on, it don't matter because look at the progression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It matters 6 months, less than a year. So that's real, bro. I had to tap on that.
How long do you think you go full time on everything?
Shoot, honestly, bro, a few months. Because I'm in a program right now that's teaching me remote closing, specifically in sales. That's going to give me a lot more just freedom to do what I want with the business. And that program's almost done in about 4 months or so. So I'm going to hop on that to start doing that. That's going to be part of the business too. You can create an LLC off of that. So that's going to be another extension of ThinkinGenWealth, educating on remote closing and sales and et cetera. So a few months. Go back to what you said, plan.
Yeah.
You got to have a plan.
And give them fucking quick. Give yourself no other option.
You have to.
Then you gotta make it work.
You gotta do it, or else you can't
You gotta
eat.
make it work.
Especially if you got kids, you got family, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And to go back to what you said, like we had to really start taking money out of the picture. And when we first started ThinkinGenWealth, that's one thing like we talked about, like, bro, we did not think about money.
Can't.
Like that's literally the first thing we talk about. Am I lying, bro?
Nah, 100%, bro.
We cannot think about money. And the fact that like right now, it's people calling us from like colleges, high school, like, hey, you guys talk to the school, and we're giving them quotes, and like, all right, yeah, we'll do it. And we're like, oh, we about to get paid for this shit? Like, it's kind of crazy to think about now, but it's like the fact that we didn't have money in the picture, and like everybody was just grinding it out for free. Now that the shit is starting to come to like fruition, it's like, wow, all right. I can see the end goal a little bit now, and it feels way better now that, you know, we put all this fucking work in. And like you said, it hasn't even been a year yet.
It has been a year, bro.
So, like I just see why, like how fast you ended up like progressing, doing what you're doing, and that's just go to everybody else. Like you got a goal going on, like take money out the fucking picture for real.
Yeah, bro.
Because if you do that, then be successful like this dude. You know what I'm saying? So
Don't be afraid to invest, man. Every time, like I remember with the merch, with merch, man, I was like, shoot, take the call, like get it. Listen, like don't be afraid to invest. At the end of the day, it's credit card points.
Exactly.
And second of all, man, you got it. Scared money don't make no money, man.
yep, it'll come back. We still young.
It's still young, facts. And it's not real. Like
It's all energy. It's just energy.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
If you're scared to spend it, people are gonna be scared to give it. So.
That's how it is.
Hey, we got to end on that one.
Got it.
Come on now. Bro, I appreciate it, man. I think everything you said is just, I hope y'all take everything that he said and, you know, don't take it with a grain of salt at all. Seriously, I appreciate your time, bro.
Absolutely, man.
Sir, it's good.
My God. Hey, man. ThinkinGenWealth, Brother Wolf, Tyler. Top 2, not 2. Basketball trainer in New England, man. D-Wall credit card. We out of here, man.
Definitely gotta take some 3-pointers too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, my dog.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You was motivated the shit out of us, too, bro. No cap.